Hey there, got my mini mirror from A&D, smoking soon to be released White Knight. It's pretty good. Anyway, I wanted to make an addendum to the video I did about doing tobacco reviews and if you should or shouldn't be doing them. I had a lot of good interaction with some people, and I noticed Pipe Man Mick at least. Maybe I missed somebody else. I don't always keep as up to date with other people's videos since my child was born, but he did a video sort of giving the other side of the coin to what I was saying and encouraging more people to do reviews. So I wanted to thank him and everybody else for the interaction, as well as add some thoughts that I didn't get down the first time, or things people brought up that I either hadn't thought of or had thought a little bit about but didn't mention. So the first thing is just going back to the whole idea of reviews, that something Mick brought up and that other people mentioned is that you need to smoke a good bit of the tobacco. I think somebody said several tins of it, and I think that's maybe a little bit much, but you definitely want to give a fair shake to everything you review and everything you try. Mick was saying that there's different things that influence your smoking experience, what you had before that, what you're drinking with it, what other tobaccos you've had, all these other things, and so you want to give it a fair shot, because you might just have one bad bowl that doesn't hit you right because of whatever you were smoking right before, and you don't want that to ruin a review. You want to try it in different pipes. I have blends that I only smoke in certain size pipes because maybe they're just too heavy for a larger pipe, and that just accentuates the the stoutness and the heaviness of the blend in a way that I don't find pleasant. Another example, Cornell & Deal's Big and Burly. I got it, and I really just didn't like the first few bowls I had. It's supposed to be, some people in reviews have said it's similar to their Burly Flake number 4, which I tried and I liked. So I bought the Big and Burly to try, because it's supposed to be even bigger and more flavorful. And, just got tons of that dirty burly mouth, as Briar Boy says, and I think it's an accurate description. Just to the point it was really unpleasant. And so I kept trying it and tried it in different bowls, and eventually it started tasting good. So maybe it was a time thing. Since I actually got my tobacco, I've heard Cornell & Deal needs to air out. But now I'm starting to enjoy it. So before you give a fair review, you need to smoke at least several bowls of it. If, a half ounce, I don't know, I'm not going to put a number on it. Another good point that I might have mentioned last time is I think it's good to have a frame of reference, which is another reason it may be more difficult to post good reviews as a new smoker. Smoking other blends that are similar to the blend you're reviewing, so that you can compare them, and also so that you can communicate well. Sometimes it's really hard to describe a taste that you're really tasting in a way that someone else can identify with. But if you say this blend is just like this other blend but a little sweeter, or has a little more earthy flavor, that really helps you describe that process. What you're tasting and everything. So I think it's good to do that. Especially as a new smoker, it's good to smoke a lot of different blends that isolate the different things, so you realize what tobaccos taste like what. I know when I first started, I was smoking English blends, and I really liked them, and I was like, oh, this is great, and I can really taste that Latakia, that distinct smokiness. But I was also tasting the Orientals, and I thought the Latakia was responsible for some of their flavors, until I tried a blend that had Virginia and Oriental and no Latakia, and then I was like, oh, well, those are the Oriental flavors I'm picking up on, and so some of these blends I'm smoking are actually really oriental forward, as well as having that smoky Latakia note. So I think having that frame of reference of having smoked a lot of different blends is important for you to do. One thing also Mick said is, the kind of the point of his video is, go ahead and start doing reviews as soon as you can. We'll revisit this point later, but I definitely don't want to say don't start thinking critically about your tobacco. Yeah, go ahead. You know, even if you're hesitant like me, to post like public reviews that other people are going to be reading because, you know, you're doubtful. Like Mick said, like, just go ahead and start even taking notes. Some people, you know, keep a journal with tasting notes for all the blends they smoke, and you don't have to post that. That could just be, you know, for your own benefit, and I think that's great. So go ahead and do that. And like I said, we'll talk about this a little bit more just in my last point, but I'm still maybe a little bit reluctant, and maybe I'm an elitist and not an egalitarian, but just to say, like, you know, the first bowl you smoke of pipe tobacco, go ahead and just start reviews and tell everybody, you know, this is what you should think about this blend. So I'm a little bit more hesitant, but even that first bowl, try and pick out, like Mick was saying, is it have fruity notes, citrusy notes, acidic kind of notes? Is it sweet? Is it a little drier? Do you get spice? Do you get, you know, what kind of aromas and flavors are you getting? Go ahead and do that. If you're like a huge noob, though, and you don't know the difference from tasting a Virginia versus a Burley, though, I don't think your review is going to be as helpful to other people. So, you know, pick up a Virginia, pick up a Burley, and see how they're different. And then get another Virginia and another Burley and see how they're similar to each other and different from the other type of tobacco. Just some final points of clarification now. This is maybe getting into some things that I've misunderstood, but one of the reasons I listen to reviews is I want to know what I should buy. I don't smoke a ton, and so when I don't want to go buy like a whole tin of something that's going to like sit around open for years and years before I finish it, especially if it's one I don't like a whole lot. So I try to make the most informed decisions I can. I'm not the one like Major decided to just like grab a thing of pipe tobacco that he'd never heard anything about and try it. And I think it was actually cigarette tobacco that's just trying to get around the tax. Well, I'm not the kind of guy that's going to do something like that. I'm going to go like read every review on tobacco reviews. I'm going to see if anybody else on here has reviewed it. I'm going to get ask opinions on, you know, Brothers of Briar or some other forum. So reviews and the quality of reviews are kind of important to me for that reason. What I think this whole issue maybe brings up with some of the people that are disagreeing with me, which, you know, I'm fine with, disagree away. But maybe a difference of point of view that we have that's causing some of our disagreement is the nature of, we might say, the YouTube pipe community, or what is YouTube for and what is it about? In many ways, not necessarily for pipes, but sometimes for pipes, I come into YouTube because I want to hear something from an expert that I don't know. So, you know, I'll look up, how do you do X on YouTube? How do you do this stitch and crochet? How do you, you know, whatever. And I do that, and I don't want to hear from somebody who, like, you know, just started crocheting and doesn't know how to do that, just like making up random stitches that don't really work. or something like that. And so in that sense, YouTube can be a place where you go to find videos of things that you don't know. It's sort of in that sense for experts. And I think there's another dimension, another aspect, maybe more at play in the pipe community, which is YouTube is more like a social media. It's like Facebook, except with videos. And it's how you talk to your friends. And so, you know, when I'm chatting with my friends about something, I don't like guard what I say until I know I have like a super expert opinion. You know, if I'm out having a pint with my friends, I'll say, yeah, here's what I think of this beer I'm having. Not that I think I'm an expert and would post online beer reviews, because I don't think I'm knowledgeable enough in that field. So I'm not going to do that. But when I'm with my friends, I'm going to say, yeah, I liked this one. I thought it was, you know, a little bit hoppy, but, you know, overall more of a malty balance, and, you know, had some good sweetness there. Not too much, you know, notes of a little bit of roastiness, but whatever I'm going to say about the beer that I'm drinking. So I wouldn't hesitate to do that. And so if that's what YouTube is, or that's what other people are viewing it as, then obviously I'm not telling you not to, like, you know, talk with your friends and post a video with your thoughts on something. That's something a bunch of commenters brought up, is that, like, yeah, like when I do a tobacco review, it's more just like sharing my thoughts with friends, and, you know, I'm not trying to dissuade anyone from doing that. I think it helps, though, when you have when you kind of make it clear what you're doing. Another reason I come on to YouTube is, like, I'm watching videos of professional pipe carvers carving away, so I can kind of see how to do it. And I posted videos of myself carving a pipe, but I put this huge disclaimer saying, you know, the title of the video is, I'm an amateur, I don't really know what I'm doing. And then I put this huge disclaimer up that says, yeah, I've never done this before. Don't take this as, this is how you should do it. This is more just, you know, what I've done. So I'm, you know, stating obviously there, I'm sharing with friends, not sharing from an expert sort of opinion. Obviously, some of that you need to be able to discern as a viewer. You know, okay, this guy looks like he knows what he's talking about, this guy doesn't, whatever. So, those are basically my thoughts. Thanks, everybody, for the interaction. This video is hugely long. I may edit it down. But, I really appreciate it. Puff on, and, you know, don't be afraid to share your thoughts, but, you know, also, if you're, you know, brand new to it, maybe consider sharing your thoughts publicly, especially in a manner that says, you know, you should go buy this, or, you know, state stuff authoritatively if you maybe haven't reached the point where you can discuss things and taste things authoritatively. But, you know, hey, have fun with it. It's all for fun. And take that journal and get to that point. To where you can do that. Obviously, some people are going to get there sooner than others, because some look at tobacco critically, others just enjoy it and, you know, kind of know what they like and what they don't, but they're, you know, not thinking too critically about it. Some people are going to be able to get there really fast because, you know, like Mick, they have previous palate development in other areas that sort of gives them a leg up. So, yeah, enjoy, have fun, and thanks for listening if you made it this far. Cheers.